What is happening, everybody? Welcome back. Man, it's been a while. I lost all my hair. I mean, I shaved it or buzzed it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What's going on? Film Club, we're back. It's good to see you guys. Happy end of summer, beginning of autumn, beginning of spooky season a little bit. Getting there, maybe. But what's going on? Yeah, it's me, your host, Carson Higgins. I'm here with my dear friend, Groot. We're always here together. And we finally did it. We finally watched another movie together. We usually watch a movie a week. It's gotten a little, all over the place, but we did get a new one done. So check this out. We watched a movie that was presented on the Criterion Channel in one of their new collections called 70s Car Movies. What a great collection of movies that is. Anyway, there is something on there that was put on Criterion that is very seldom available to stream. So I just had to pick it, man. There's a couple of reasons as well. I mentioned it's kind of the beginning of spooky season. This film is a little bit of like a horror suspense movie, a little bit. But the thing that has always kind of gotten my eye about this movie is it's one of the greatest filmmakers ever, let's face it. His debut feature film. It was made for television in 1971 by Universal Pictures Television. What's up? It was such a hit as a TV movie that the studio asked Steven, I already named him, Steven Spielberg, they asked him to add some footage so that they could do an international theatrical release, and that is the version that we watched here on Criterion Channel. But yeah, it is 1971's Steven Spielberg's directorial debut, Duel. Now, this movie has eluded me for quite a while. Maybe it's been on your list too, or you're like, bro, you haven't seen this yet? Either way, I finally got it scratched off the list. And god damn if it isn't really, really good. It basically just proves immediately that this guy, this young director, I think he was 24 years old when he made Duel. Crazy. But it just, I mean, he's an undeniable talent right out the gate. Like, just such sure-footed, confident filmmaking, storytelling. The guy had it from day one. I mean, mind you, if you saw The Fabelmans, we know that he made like 900 things before people started paying him to make things. So it's not like he had no experience, but once he had, all the big boy toys and some money and a proper crew and stuff, what this guy came out with was incredible. It is, if you don't know, it's basically a car chase for an hour and a half. It's 79 minutes of film, or 89 minutes, thank you. So just under an hour and a half, this movie. And I like 70 of those 89 minutes are car chase. Like, we're on the road, on the highway, with a big scary truck, chasing a little red car. And yeah, it's just like the worst road rage movie scenario ever. Not to mention that he was basically making Jaws before he made Jaws, because we see the truck the entire movie. It's this kind of almost Mad Max Fury Road looking, rusty, loud, big long-nosed fucking semi-truck. And we never see the driver. Spoiler alert. You see his arm like once or twice. You see his boots one time at the gas station, but we never see the driver. So in a weird way, it creates this kind of perfect scenario where it's like the truck is the bad guy, not the driver. It's awesome. Let's see here. First of all, yeah, I mean, it was well reviewed. People loved this movie, and it became Steven's calling card in many ways. He made one other movie, and then he made Jaws. So like he was off to the races by the time he got to make Duel. And it just like opens so confidently. I love this image. It's just like a camera on the hood of the car. And the first image of the whole film, of the man's whole career, is pulling out of the garage and hitting the road. And I love the symbolism of that, where it's just like, we're on the road. We're off to go become one of the greatest fucking filmmakers of all time. And I just adore that it's like 5 minutes, maybe, of just camera on the hood, getting further and further away from home. We're driving through downtown Los Angeles. We get onto the freeway. We get out into kind of the desert a little bit. And all the while, all you're hearing is talk radio. So no John Williams score yet. No other radio music. We're listening to talk radio and commercials. And then you just hear the rubber on the pavement. And we slowly sort of see who the driver is. And then all of a sudden he's trapped behind this truck. He passes him one time. And that was all it took to piss the truck off, that's for sure. Because it just gets scary from there. I mean, I know the movie's kind of known for being like an action car chase movie, but it's a horror movie, straight up. I mean, you're not going to have nightmares necessarily, unless you're afraid of trucks, but it's like, it's very suspenseful. And then the use of sound, of course, like the truck, the horn. And there's a lot of great just, you could tell that he was very influenced by Hitchcock. There's some like very Hitchcockian sort of sound and silence use going on here. Some incredible camera work. There's a moment where the driver is like, the driver of the car gets off the road and goes to a cafe. And we have this spectacular oneer where the guy comes into the cafe, goes all the way to the restroom, uses the restroom, kind of like gets himself, you know, he's been shaken up by this really kind of scary road rage incident. And then it's all still just one shot. We get him out of the restroom, back into the cafe. He's going to maybe have a seat or not, I don't know. But he looks out the window and the truck is there. And so he's like, oh, fuck, this guy is here. And that whole scene in the cafe where we're trying to figure out who the truck driver is, it's just so well done. I mean, yeah, if I had the power in 1971, I would have been picking up the phone too and going, hey, who made this movie? It's incredible. Can we get this guy? I got some facts here. These are some fun things. It's based on a short story that was originally published in Playboy magazine, so that's kind of fun. It was shot in 13 days, going over schedule 3 days. So they were supposed to just shoot it for 10 days. It's kind of amazing that it's just shots of a car and a truck on a road over and over again, but we build so well. It never really kind of loses its steam. It's like, it's always pushing forward, and every time the ante gets upped a little bit, we never go back. We never go backwards. Like, it always gets a little bit more close, a little bit more violent, a little bit more destructive, until it's a full-on game of chicken that ends in, you know, fire and twisted metal. So I don't want to like tell you who wins, but there isn't a sequel, if that tells you anything. Yeah, what else here? Oh, I thought this was really cool. There's a little Easter egg for anybody. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a moment where the driver is trying to get away from the truck and he sees what he thinks is a cop car and he's like, oh, thank God, a cop car. Turns out it's just a pest control car. But what does it say on the side? Greb Leaps Pest Control. Greb Leaps is Spielberg backwards, baby. So the guy was being playful. He's a 24-year-old just putting in fun things in his movie. Yeah, I had an absolute blast. I would watch this again right now. Like, this was a very, very fun movie. It holds up so well 50 years later. And then, of course, watching it knowing that this guy has the promise of, you know, E.T., Close Encounters, Jaws, Jurassic Park, like Indiana Jones. There's so much more coming from this guy, and it was pretty much all on display in his first movie. So kudos to you, Steven Spielberg. I hope you're doing all right, because you're just one of the best American filmmakers of all time, and you had a great debut. So awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna keep this up. We got good movies coming ahead of us, guys. So be sure to follow Filmstruck Film Club so you can keep up with us. Groot, anything? He just thinks you should go watch Duel. But he said I'm Groot. All right, I love you guys. Keep it up. Watch some cool movies. Let me know what you watched. Let me know what you thought of Duel. And we'll have a new pick out for you tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. All right, fare thee well. I am Forky.